Okay, I just got an alert that it's working.
The YouTube live.
Yeah.
We are now live. Well, that'll save us from me having to record. Now I have to get all tech and how do I turn off the audio for this one tab? Or can I just close the tab? Are we still, hopefully we're still live. Oh, well, it says we are. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure we'll probably get one or two others, although some people are traveling, so.
Yeah, I don't know how many I can actually make, but today I can be here.
Cool. Well, we will, assuming this YouTube works, then I'll just post them. I'll have them on YouTube and I'll give a link to that. Yeah, Natalie Haynes, did I tell you that she, I asked her where to send her honorarium and she gave me a nonprofit for like Ukrainian humanitarian relief. So
That's awesome.
Okay, so let's take a look. I'm going to change my camera back. And now that's upside down. Let's try it this way. Okay, so our Legion is being ambushed, right?
Yes.
Wait, Dr. Briggs, weren't we doing chapter 35 today?
Yes, we are.
Top of 35. Okay, cool.
Is that the top of 35? Oh, actually, we have like a slight bit. Good. Right there. Does it begin with quo praecepto?
Yeah. So it starts off with yeah.
I'm having to like learn all these things again. Remember how to do all this Zoom stuff. Oh, so what is that? Quo praecepto?
Ablative absolute.
Ablative absolute.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, the joining sound gave me a little bit of a whoa. Like it's been a while since I've had to be on Zoom.
Yeah.
So it's either by which or with which, and then praecepto, like to advance or to like receive. So by which.
Oh, actually,
having been
different.
received.
This is a command.
By which command?
Which command?
Having been, I saw.
No, this is observo observare. It's not the I form. It's the perfect passive participle.
Okay, so having been seen.
Yeah. Which command having been seen? I would say just go with the English. Having been observed.
Okay.
And in fact, actually, it's not seen at all because the root word here is servo servare, which is to preserve.
Okay.
But the meaning here is really to observe. This command, oh, yeah, maybe we should go back and say, what is the command? Well, Ambiorix right after here, he ordered it to be announced that they throw their weapons from afar, nor should anyone approach closer. And in which the Romans had made an attack, they would yield. The lightness of their armors and daily exercise made it so that nothing was able to be harmed for them. Like they weren't able to be harmed. In turn, to those ones receiving themselves back to the sign, they would follow. So essentially, Ambiorix orders the Belgians, whenever the Romans advance to give in a little bit, and then as the Romans have to retreat to just advance again, but keep their distance so that the Romans can't harm them. So that's the praeceptum. That's the order that's being observed. So which order, having been observed
most diligently?
Obeys.
From
By.
Oh,
yeah. From or by. Actually, by here because it's passive, so by them makes most sense. And again, that whole thing, this whole thing right there, that whole thing is an ablative absolute. Quite pipium. You notice this is whichever. Cum quaepiam cohors ex urbem excaserant, atque impetum fecerant, hostes velocissime refugiebant. So that's saying essentially what they did. When any legion
out of, what is orbit?
what does it look like?
Like orbit?
Yeah, it's circle. Because that's how the formation that the Romans formed into a circle to protect themselves. Any word, Cato, Caderi, Cassi.
Oh, withdraw. It's right under your pen. With like withdraw from.
Yeah, out of the circle. So here's our Roman circle. Here's the British. When the Romans come out like that, and impetum facerat.
Like continuously roam. Wait,
Oh,
no.
impetum, the attack. Pugnon.
Attack.
What do they do? Facerant. Impetum.
To carry out the attack.
Mm-hmm.
And the enemies slowly like retreated.
Yeah, but they didn't slowly.
Quickly.
Yeah, not
Okay.
just quickly.
I know it's like viscous, but I'm like
with the greatest quickness.
Yeah, this is the superlative adverb here. So they didn't quickly retreat, they most
quickly
retreated. So, and that's the guys here. So these guys, these Romans are making an attack. The British then retreat back to keep that distance. Iterum eam partem nudare necessa erat. So meanwhile,
the parts.
Yeah, that part, which here we're talking about this part of the Roman line. Necessa erat nudare.
Had been necessarily made bare, uncovered, or had necessarily been uncovered.
Yeah, it was necessary to leave bare, right? They're leaving it open, right, as they advance here, because as long as they're in a circle, they have sort of overlapping shields and things like that. But as soon as they make an attack, that leaves open areas in their side. At oblitera aperto.
And from the side.
What's our side? The aperto side.
And from the furthest side?
Aperto non est clauso. Non
from the farthest side?
The open side.
Open side, okay.
From the open side, tella re capi.
The weapons were received, like.
And you notice it's definitive because it's still working with that necessa erat. It was necessary to leave bare that part, and it was necessary to receive weapons from their open side. Versus cum in eum locum in unde erant egressi reverti caperant.
Mercy, who was in this location?
Versus those
Research.
again.
Like it means to turn from.
Yeah. It's
Oh, so
an
they turned from this location?
In their location.
The turn here is reverti. What did they do?
They, oh my gosh, this word always trips me up.
Caperant, capi is to begin. So they had begun, and it's the pluperfect there.
Mhm.
Um,
And
reverti.
like to turn from.
Yeah.
They began to
Again,
turn from um
in eum locum,
that location. Like
unde erant egressi.
and the waves were
Oh, not unda, but unde means from where.
oh, sorry. From where they were like moving
But going a.
out of
And this is pluperfect.
where they had been moving out of.
Yeah. So here's our Romans. They're making this attack, right? And the Belgians retreat. Well, when the Romans then come like this, when they start coming back, is what it's saying, and they're coming back to the same place that they'd come from. And remember that they're then receiving weapon like spears in their open side. And when they go to retreat, to turn back again into that place from whence they had departed, from whence they had come, at ab eis,
And out of there.
take this as ablative of agent again.
By them.
By then, qui caserant,
Which withdrew,
yeah, again, pluperfect.
which having had been withdrew. I just remember pluperfect as the one with all the unnecessary words.
No, just think pluperfect with had.
Had, okay.
And this is active. So those who had retreated. Now, who are we talking about? We're talking about the Belgians here who retreated. When the Romans attacked, the Belgians retreated back. But then when the Romans start going back, what do? By those who had retreated and abeis,
By them
qui proximi,
who were close.
yeah, who stood closest. Circum venie bantur.
Circled around.
Yeah.
Or being circled around.
So who is circling?
Not them. They're being circled around.
Yeah, they were encircled by those who had retreated and by those who were staying close. So see, these guys who retreated and these guys would then come in and try and cut them off and encircle them. So what the problem is, so essentially the Belgians are forcing the Romans into a defensive position. And when they try to attack, it leaves them open to these sort of the Belgians attacking them. Sin autem locum tenere velet, nequir tuti locus relinquebantur, neque ab tanta multitudine conjecta tela conferti vitari poterant. You notice the sin, it's a contraction of si ne, if not.
If not wanting, they wanted to hold the location.
Yeah. However,
However,
if they wanted to hold the location, nec virtuti locus reliquabantur.
it's not their bravery that they are letting go of or like relinquishing.
Well, they were not left a, or a place was not left for bravery. And this place is like, this isn't physical place, this is like symbolic place, right?
Yeah.
There was no room for bravery if they just stood in place, right? Nor
did they want, not sorry, nor were they able to live.
to avoid.
Oh, sorry, to avoid.
And this is not a particularly common word, but if you remember way back in Ecce Romani 1, freshman year, we had the Raida Kissium Witat said in Fasam Descendant, right? So we have seen this word before, but perhaps not too common.
Yeah.
They were able to avoid, nor were they able to avoid, what were they not able to avoid?
The many thrown weapons.
Yeah. Because conferti.
That were sent.
Now, conferti is actually nominative here. So this is the Romans.
Oh.
It means like compressed.
Okay.
So compressed, they were not able to avoid the thrown weapons. Ad tanta multitudine.
From the many tantas.
So multitudine is like manyness, multitude, right?
Yeah. So the
So
volume of.
yeah, I think it's describing the Belgians though. So by so great a multitude that they were not able to avoid the thrown weapons by such a great multitude. Meaning that there were just so many British throwing weapons. Tommen.
Well, the total or the
Maybe
or the safe.
however. Yeah, what's tote mean?
So many.
So many. Incommodis conflictati.
Like conflicting enemies.
Yeah, maybe inflicti, like affected by I don't know what. Yeah, I think affected by. And this is describing the Romans, and it's nominative, so this is our subject. Now they are afflicted by what? Tot incommodis.
So many unfortunate.
I guess you could say inconveniences, but that seems
Yeah.
a little too like soft here.
Disasters.
So many, yeah.
Tragedies.
Tragedies. There we go. That probably works. Because commodum is an advantage. This is like you could even say disadvantages. Like yeah. Multis vulneribus captis.
Many vulnerabilities were.
Oh, not vulnerabilities. What is it? A vulnerability is more complex. What is a vulnerability?
Isn't it injuries?
Yeah, this is injuries.
Yeah. Many of their
vulnerability would be like you're able to be injured.
Yeah, this is their injuries though.
Right, injury. So what is this?
That is an ablative absolute. No?
Yep, it is an ablative absolute. Many injuries having been
taken on?
Sure. Or yeah, I mean, you could also just say accepted, right? That's what it looks like. Many injuries having been accepted. Resistebant.
Were resisting.
Yeah, who
They
was?
were resisting.
Yeah, and who is the subject here of resistebant?
The Romans, so they were resisting accepting many injuries.
Yeah, and really we have right here, we have the Romans being like afflicted by so many disadvantages. They resisted, having received many injuries. Et magna parte die consumta.
And the large part
So
was
that's another, check that out.
another ablative absolute.
Another ablative absolute. What's that mean?
And the largest part.
Oh, I wouldn't say
Consider
large.
this large.
Just keep it large.
And the large part. Di
Case is it?
ablative.
Nope.
Dative.
Nope. It could be dative, but it's not.
Genitive.
It's genitive. The large part of the day.
Of the flank.
No, of the day.
Of the and the large part of the day was consumed.
Yeah, having been the after the large part of the day was consumed with fighting, right? Cum a prima luce ad ora martavam pugnoretur.
From the first light, they fought.
Which from the first light, and
They fought to the garden.
To the when? No. Quid significa ora?
The hour, the 8th hour. My bad.
It's the 8th hour.
Not the garden.
Not the garden. What would the 8th hour be about?
The 8th hour fighting?
No, the 8th hour of the day.
Oh, like 8 a.m.
No.
The morning.
Remember, okay, so remember, like the Roman day starts with sunrise as the first hour, and the 12th hour is sunset.
Right, so this is like afternoon.
This would be the equivalent to, like, if you think like 6 noon is the 6th hour.
This is like 2 p.m.
Yeah, that's probably your closest guess, would be about 2 p.m. So they fought from dawn to 2 p.m. in the afternoon. When, and this, you notice the cum plus the subjunctive there, when they were fighting from the first light to 2 p.m. Nihil quod ipsis esset indignum committebant.
Nothing which themselves they were committed.
Yeah. They committed nothing indignum. Quod ipsis esset indignum.
Unworthy.
Yeah. Nothing which was unworthy. Data.
Isn't that like the stick themselves?
Yeah. But it's the data. And it's data. What's that?
Wasn't it with themselves as data?
Say to themselves.
To themselves.
So nothing which was unworthy to them. Meaning that the Romans have been fought almost the whole day in these horrible conditions, and they did nothing which was unworthy of them. The Romans fought bravely. This is one of those common themes that in battles, Caesar will blame. He'll blame Sabinus. He'll put some blame on Coda too for giving into Sabinus, but he's not going to blame the Roman soldiers. They fought bravely. They're always going to fight bravely in Sir Caesar's eyes, right? Tum Tito Balventio, qui superiore anno primum pilum duxerat. This primum pilum, literally the first hole, it's a ranking. So this would be like the highest order of the centurions.
Okay. Well, Titus Leventius,
Yeah, I noticed these are dative. So for Titus Balventius.
who was the superior.
Oh, but superiore is describing Anno. What case is superiore Anno?
It is superlative adverb,
Nope.
adjective.
What
No,
is Anno?
year.
What case is that?
Ablative.
Ablative. Why is it ablative?
Because it's ablative of time.
Yeah. So what is the superior year?
The latest or the greatest. So it'd be the greatest hour, but it doesn't mean like the latest hour.
It would be the latest.
The
Or
late hour?
Year.
no, year.
Oh.
This is the year before.
Oh, the previous year.
Right, the previous year. This by superior, it means previous year. In the previous year, he had held, right, the first poll. So this was this high-ranking centurion who had been had the highest rank the year before. Viro forti et magnae auctoritatis. Again, Viro here is describing, it's dative because it's describing Tito Balventio. He was a man, a brave man, et magnae auctoritatis.
And great influence.
Yeah, and this is genitive. So this is what we describe as our genitive of description, right?
And of great influence.
Of great influence, of great authority. A brave man and of great authority. Utrumque femor tragula. Tragula is a spear. Shayicator.
Was thrown at someone's leg.
Utrumque femor. Each femur, each leg.
Each leg. Spear was thrown at each leg.
And this is, now we recognize that this is our dative of possession.
Mhm.
For Titus Balventius, each of his femurs, each of his thighs, triicator, this is a contraction of trans and yachia.
It was thrown through.
Thrown through.
Yeah, he
So
was
pierced through.
Yeah, each of his legs were pierced
by spears.
by a spear.
Ew.
Oh, lovely, huh? That's a great image, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think it's like one spear goes through both of his legs.
Doctor, this is a lot of violence for 10:30 in the morning. I woke up 5 minutes before this call and
Yeah.
boom, violence.
Yeah, we get into some bloodiness here. Quintus Lucianus, Eustem Ordinus, and you know this Eustem, the same
Order.
presumably of the same order, order as Titus Balventius, meaning that he's of that first poll.
Yeah.
Fortissime pugnons.
The strongest fighter. Oh, or is it
Bravest.
bravest fighter?
Make it an adverb.
Bravely fighter.
Most bravely fighting.
Okay.
And you translated this as fighting. What is pugnons?
Is it not fighting?
No, it is.
Oh, this is a
Of the bravest fighting. Because the participle, right? Present participle.
What's it describing? What's the antecedent of pugnons?
Lucius Coda.
Not the right word, because it's not an antecedent, but what is it describing? It's describing Quintus Lucianus. He was fighting most bravely. Doom.
Which?
Lento filio subvenet.
Filio.
Encircled. Right. Went under.
What? Not went under Kirkum.
Yeah, so that circle around.
Yeah,
But Subwenet, isn't that under?
he he came to.
Okay.
It often has the meaning of like to bring aid to.
Is it brothers?
When he was coming, Kirkum wento filio, ablet of absolute. Oh no, never mind.
His
That's native, right? When he was coming to his, not his brother, but
family, father, son.
Filio.
Oh, I'm like, it's somebody.
So Quintus Lucianus, fighting bravely, coming to his son, and his son was Kirkum wento.
He was circled around.
Yeah, his surrounded son, interficator.
Oh gosh. It's passive.
Mm-hmm. So what's
Through, enters through.
interficio? What's
Ficio.
facio? Enters.
Oh,
Through.
to make through?
Yeah, to make all the way through.
So he was trying to make it through the yin circle to get to a sun?
What does interficio mean? It literally comes from to make all the way through. But what is
To penetrate into?
kind of okay, it's like to make
interface.
through their whole life. Interficio is the same as neko, necare, okido, okidere,
To kill.
to kill.
Sad.
But it's passive.
Was killed.
Yeah. So Quintus Lucianus, of the same order, fighting bravely.
Oh, he was killed trying to get to his son. That's poetic. But sad.
While he was coming to his encircled son.
Oh.
Really sad. This makes it like even worse, right?
Yeah, no, it's like I could have dealt with the killing, but like he actually had a good intention.
Yeah.
Does that mean the son probably saw him die? Hopefully not.
Yeah. Who else was killed while they were trying to save their encircled
Laocoon.
sons? Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Laocoon, who has a similar fate. His sons are attacked first, and then he is trying to bring weapons to them.
Aw.
Lucius Cotta Legatus. So this is the general here, one of our two generals. Remember, Sabinus is the guy who wanted to leave the camp. Cotta is the one who wanted to stay and just defend the camp.
I'm Team Coda.
Yeah, everyone has to be Team Cotta. I mean, Cotta's only fault is that he gives in to Sabinus. Sabinus, though, is a frantic fool.
Sabinus sucks.
Lucius Cotta Legatus, omnes cohortes ordinesque ad hortans. And notice there, what is this?
Oh, that is a participle.
Yeah, so this whole thing is a participle phrase describing Lucius Cotta.
The general of all the cohorts.
Oh, well, no, cohortes, all the cohorts, that is accusative. So what is he doing? He is ad hortans, and then this is our direct object.
Ordering?
Yeah, I guess we could say ordering probably would be more commonly, hortor is to like urge.
He's urging order.
Urging all the cohorts and
To order?
What's ordinase?
Like
Is it
quorum order?
It's like, remember here, it's working with cohorts. Orders, as in the noun, all the cohorts and the orders.
Yeah, the word. Okay.
Lines. These are battle formations, right?
Okay. And the like lines of battle. Is it basically like that other word that we use? Agmen?
Yes, or yeah, augmen. Yeah, I think those could be. There's probably some sort of technical difference if I knew more about battle terminology.
I think you still should have taken more coursework in medieval battle strategy.
Yeah, probably. In adversum os funda vulnerator.
Another passive.
Yeah, Lucius coda vulnerator. Yeah, it's interesting.
Injured.
So why are we seeing all these passives?
Because everyone's dying.
Well, yeah, but why passive rather than active?
Because we're describing what's happening to the subject.
Yeah, exactly. We want to know, we want to focus on the Romans here, other than saying some unknown British guy threw a spear into this guy, or someone killed this guy.
We don't care about the someone, we care about this guy.
Exactly. We care about who it's being done to, so the passive here is appropriate. So Lucius Coda, the legate, urging on all the cohorts and lines. Vulnerator
was injured.
You notice he's not killed here. He's injured.
There's hope.
In adversum os.
In like
opposite or in front?
Yeah, the opposite mouth. Opposite his mouth. I would say maybe across his mouth. Funda. Funda is a sling. Yeah.
Oh, was injured with a sling.
It's a sling shot across his face. So presumably his like whole cheek is all bloody and everything.
I feel like we could have ordered this differently from like most non-injury to like death. I feel like it's interesting. I would have gone like coda.
Although I think the fact that the reason probably why he puts coda last here is that these people like died, but coda is the general, and so we're supposed to like really pay attention, especially because he's going to come down here. We see coda Saucio. Saucius means injured, and so that's where this is how he was injured, was he got a sling across his face. Okay, cool. We're just doing 35 today, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And then I posted 36 for tomorrow.
Let's see. I think that's true. Yep, just 35 today.
Okay. I didn't want to bite off too much on the first day. So then let me switch my camera back. So just a few things. This will be on YouTube Live, and I'll send out an email with the link to that, and hopefully people can see that. And then each of these additional ones, if we can, especially if we can get a couple people at least, I'll be posting these. What other things do you have? I do have the Lumina. Obviously you're not required to do those, but if you want to do those, you have those resources. There's also the videos on AP Classroom if you guys want to go back over this passage. So you have all these resources as much as you want. For other days, if you guys can't, days that you can't make it, then it'll all be posted for you. Okay?
Okay, awesome.
Cool.
Thank you, Doctor.
Have a great day.
Thank
you. Thank you for doing this with your break.
Yeah, this is fun. No grading, nothing like that. It's just talking literature. It's all about